Hello, Barbara. How are you?
Hello, Svetlana. I'm great. Thank you.
It's
How are
great having
you?
you here. I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Barbara, you are a partner at one of the Austrian leading law firms called Karasek Wietrzyk and Partners, and you're an
Yes,
IP expert and litigate a lot. Would you like to tell
that's
us
right.
what these current changes and what crises have brought to your practice especially, and what kind of negotiations are you involved in right now?
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for inviting me to this video, Svetlana. I'm happy to tell you about a bit about my practice and my what I noticed in the past weeks. So, as far as negotiations are concerned, I have observed two major changes actually. One, which is not really surprising, is that parties are struggling to find their negotiation bottom, or this is obviously because of the uncertainty we are facing at the moment, and parties or clients face really much higher challenges in finding their partner, as to state within Harvard negotiation terms or jargon at the moment. Many negotiators, this is the second point, heavily rely on human interactions to have personal meetings, which of course is a teacher's ground, and the new impossibility they have to face they have to face now the new problems with personal interaction or interaction only via video, giving all these social distancing requirements.
Very interesting. So best alternative to a negotiation agreement is difficult to find, obviously, for your clients. Is this right?
Yes, yes. I mean, I faced, or I can say from my experience that the negotiation portfolio does not has continues like also before the crisis. But of course, we had to switch immediately from in-person meetings and discussions to video conferences. Of course, this should not change finding the partner, but of course, companies are having many more problems at the moment, all the insecurities that they have, and they also have sometimes to reevaluate their partner due to the crisis. But of course, this is the most important thing to know where the best alternatives to a negotiated agreement, and to know where the bottom line is. How far do we want to go, and where do we want to say no? This has not changed during the crisis. Some companies need to reevaluate their partner, but still there is no useful negotiation without a partner, as you will know.
True. And how do you negotiate around those things?
Yeah, maybe I can just tell you about one experience I had last week. I took part at one of the first video conferences of the commercial court in Vienna with more than 20 attendees. Many judges attended because they wanted to find out how this could work. But we actually had a real court hearing with minutes. The judge was there. My client was sitting abroad in a different country, so of course this was really challenging, and my experience there was the preparation, of course, is the key, as always, even more in these kinds of new types of hearings and conferences, because you have to know the limits and also the possibilities of the technical solutions you are using. So you have to make a test beforehand. You have to see, where do you sit, how do you look, how is the light, how is the sound, can you be heard? Of course, this should be how shall I say, clear, but it's not so clear, because I also suddenly noticed when the judge switched on the conference, he was like this.
Oh my.
And you never get so close to a judge usually. So you're good morning, judge. How are you? So it's a different way. But of course, you have to keep the the distance, the natural distance you have at court, of course, because you're still talking to a judge, and he's leading the hearing, and he also was very, very understanding and offered to put everyone on mute if I wanted to discuss something with my client. So he was a very sensitive judge, to also well acquainted with the new methods, but also like during the hearing we discussed about the court decision from a different court he was not aware of, and I had this decision prepared in an email, which I could send off during the hearing. So you wouldn't have time, maybe when you have your files with you in a court hearing and during the judge talks, you can look up something in a video conference. You just have to be present all the time. You cannot go away or start looking up something in the files for a long time. So even more preparation is the key solution for a successful negotiation.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting, because I hear that there are many like the preparation has been there for a long time, but you prepare differently right now and even more into detail, obviously. Is this true?
How should I say? The detail, I mean, the technically, of course, the technical issues are new. So the preparation would mean that when I enter a Zoom meeting, I would and be there at least 10 minutes earlier, would test the settings, everything. So this is a kind of preparation. In the matter itself, of course, nothing has changed in the way how you prepare. This is what I also try to tell my clients, that of course it's now a particular challenge to negotiate in these times, and some parties are highly nervous. You can notice this and this, and of course sometimes also bankruptcy issues or protection against possible bankruptcies will be an issue in negotiations at this moment. Of course, any commercial resolutions and agreements need to be shaped in the middle of this crisis even more carefully, taking into account all possible outcomes. Also, maybe a second wave of the pandemic in autumn or whatever. Of course, these are different contents you're dealing with in negotiations at the moment, because there are so many uncertainties for parties they had not faced before in many times. But the key or the issue to getting back, even though you have to face these challenges, the partner, defining the partner before entering into negotiations, defining the strategy, and then keeping the strategy, keeping calm, is my key advice to clients, and has worked out very well so far.
Very interesting. So you're saying that preparation is very important. Also, the technical part is also very important, and the strategy, finding your best negotiation agreement. And the alternative to that is also a key to be less stressed and to focus, help client to focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this gives you the security in negotiations, that you always know how far can we go, and where do we exit there, where do we say no, this is it, and this is, of course, after each negotiation round you can then go back to the client or sit together and reevaluate, but for a specific negotiation it's always important to be prepared in this way. And of course you can always discuss who will take which role. Will I be the good guy? Will he be the bad guy? Will we use certain models say, like stepping into the shoes of someone, using all these kinds of Harvard tricks, or it's not really tricks or tips, which help you to understand the position, like the interest-based negotiation. What are the interests of the other parties? How could we meet them? It's not always the price, it's also additional benefits you could get or you could give. Of course, this all has not changed in this crisis.
Well, good to hear. Thank you for your feedback, because obviously interest-based negotiation has become a part of many negotiations, even in the crisis. And let's hope that we are going to come out of negotiations stronger than before. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Svetlana. It was very good talking to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.